Well, remember a couple of weeks ago we had a evening primrose that was a really nice perennial, but it was a little bit invasive, so we grew it in pots. Well, there's another perennial in the very same family, the evening primrose family, that is a great addition to the perennial garden, and it's not even invasive, and that is the Guara. Guara lindheimeri is the Latin name, and it is actually native to Texas and Louisiana. So right off, you know, it's a plant that can take the heat and the humidity fairly well. It's also a drought-tolerant perennial, and this is a white variety. This is just the regular Guara lindheimeri, and there's actually a cultivar called whirling butterflies. It has a little bit whiter flower, and you can see here why it might be named whirling butterflies. The flowers actually look like little butterflies on a stem, and they'll just slowly bloom from the bottom to the top, and basically one flower opens at a time. So it's not a plant that has just a really heavy bloom all at once. However, it gives a light, airy look to the garden. Now there are other cultivars that work very well, and we're going to go over to the butterfly garden and take a look at an outstanding one. Well, this pretty pink selection of Guara right here is just an outstanding perennial. It was a chance seedling selected at Siskiyou Plant Nursery in Oregon, and it has really taken the perennial world by storm. You can see here that we have these beautiful tall stalks, and the buds are actually just a really dark red color. And then as they open up, we've got this deep pink, and again they kind of whirl around the stem, just a few opening at a time. We've got these nice pink butterflies. Now if we look down here at the foliage, you see here, the foliage is interesting too, because not only do we have the green foliage, but we also have some nice red areas around the margins of the foliage, and the new growing tips tend to be red, so you've got some nice color contrast in the garden. Now you can see here that the difference between planting just one and planting kind of a few of them, you give a nice area effect to the garden, and it's probably not something for a very formal planting, but for an informal planting it's great. And it is a perennial that needs full sun. Again, we need that good drainage, but it will take the heat and the humidity, and it will perform for us very well. The other thing is, it looks great in a large container.
We hope you've enjoyed this classic from the Oklahoma Gardening Vault. Remember, even though these tips and techniques are timeless, there's always something new to learn in the world of gardening. By subscribing to both Oklahoma Gardening and OK Gardening Classics, you'll have access to a wealth of gardening knowledge, both classic and contemporary.